you guys. This is Jeremiah. Um, I know you guys haven't seen me in a long time, so I'm very truly sorry. I just had a lot of things going through. Really didn't even tell anybody what's going on. I still haven't. But yeah, so this week we're supposed to cover Imbolc. Uh, that's how I say it. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but that's how I say it. So yeah, get over it. Anyway, um, we're talking about what it means to us and what we plan to do, or simple correspondence to the Sabbath. Um, for me, I have not really gotten into the Sabbaths. Um, I did my first year um, when I was doing all my studying, but I kind of fell off with celebrating them. And this is actually my first year of trying to get back into that that progress and that process of doing the Sabbath and paying homage to Mother Earth and what she goes through during the year. So this is my way of getting back into that process. Now, from what I gather, because I went to like three different books that I had on my shelf, and I had like maybe 5 or 10 different websites that I was getting my information from. But yeah, so um, the Imbolc or Candle Moss, as it's called, um, is usually celebrated on the 1st of February or the 2nd of February. But if you want to get technical, it's whenever the sun is in 15 degrees of Aries. Yes, that's technical. Okay. This Sabbath is all about candles and um, bringing in the spring, and some of the symbols have to deal with corn dollies. I don't know if y'all ever seen them. From what I gathered, they're like two different types of corn dollies. Like there's actually ones that's made out of the corn husk, and then there's one that's made out of the corn stalk. Like they braided it through the corn stalk. So they're like little dolls, and they're usually dressed up as Saint Bridget or the goddess Bridget before the Catholic got to her. But yeah, so they have uh, they're usually dressed up as her, depicting her as a maiden or a bride in waiting. Um, this is actually the perfect time for people who want to get married. A lot of people say, they do it in spring, but this is almost spring. um, some of the animals for or bearing boring animals like rabbits, bears, this animals that's in hibernation like bears and things like that. Um, the colors. Sorry, being nosy. I hear people being nosy. um, the colors are white, silver, and a pale yellow. Now, some people I've seen some people use like a baby blue, like a silvery blue. It kind of looks like snow. I've seen a lot of people use that color. Um, any deity that you decide to worship, whether it's Bridget or not, um, use the younger aspect of that deity. Um, for me, it will be the maiden aspect of Hecate, or the boy aspect of Papa Legba. But like right now, because it's kind of hard for me to use the main aspect of Hecate, because I don't really see her in the aspect that much. So maybe this is why I need to do this, because it's kind of like spiritual shadow work for my deities. So yeah. Um, then the herbs are basil, bay, benzoin, um, celanine. I think that's how you said it. Probably saying it wrong, but oh well. Angelica and myrrh, and then any white or yellow flowers. Now, but I don't know if you guys remember her, but Chummy Pixie Flora, she has videos on each Sabbath that you can do a incense and an oil on each Sabbath, and I actually wrote those down. Um, let's see, the incense is basil, rosemary, sage, and peppermint, and then the oil is whatever carrier oil that you want. Peppermint, rosemary, basil, and she to keep the negative energies from messing with the oil, she put a little chip of citrine in it. Um, but you can also put like sage, the herb sage in it. Because the oil sage, a lot of people don't know this, but the oil sage is like very, very, very potent. So you pretty much will mess up the smell if you're not having sage as a front runner. Pretty much, say like if you put, this is why a lot of people don't like using peppermint as well. But peppermint can be easily overshadowed by rosemary and basil. Peppermint kind of actually fights with sage, so that and the oil would be probably horrendous. um, and then you have, it honors, like I said, it honors this Sabbath honors the God as a waiting bride, or the son is being born anew. So it's kind of like honoring the coming spring. Um, Most people, talk about Saint Bridget or the goddess Bridget, and you can. This is the time. Okay. Let me say this too. Chummy Fix Floor also has another video on like the Sabbaths, where what her family does, and I also, can't you tell I'm a fan? Always been a fan, but I have her Sabbaths book, and she explains how she has what she's done um, for her and her family during this time. Um, she said she infuses water with lovely messages like love and peace and hope, happiness. She writes them on the label and put them on the water bottle. And I was like, oh, that's neat. That's cute. Like I wouldn't have thought of that, and I pretty much think of everything. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that. And then I do plan on making my own candles, or either going on a candle spree, because I really do need candles. I think I like maybe have 5 here, and no, my stock has never been that low. So I believe I need to go on a candle spree. And then I have my rain stick. This, to me, when you make a rain stick or use a rain stick during this Sabbath, you pretty much are like bringing on the rain to bring on the growth of the ground, bring on the rain to wash away the snow, heat, and all that stuff. But yeah, um, and then I do plan on making a solar wheel. Now, if you guys don't know, I am a big, big crafter. So any Sabbath that I'm going to cover would be all the arts and crafts I could find to do this Sabbath. So I'm doing a solar wheel. I'm going to make honey cakes. Honey cakes is a recipe that is very familiar with this time, and also it's great to drink milk at this time, because all the animals are being born and from the winter, and they're coming out, and they're pretty much a lot of people at this time will drink goat's milk, but I'm not a fan of goat's milk, so I will be using soy milk. And then like I said, any light color altar cover. Like right now, what you see on my altar is a light peach orange, but I don't think I'm going to keep that on there. I do want like a shimmery blue. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to keep that on there. But I am going to like move the white cloth, because the white cloth has to deal with my ancestors. And right now, my altar through Yule, I don't even make up my altar for Yule. But through Yule, from Sabbath to Yule, my altar does not change, because that right now is in my ancestors' realm. So, Candlemas or Imbolc will be the Sabbath that I change that. Um, this is the time that you actually get rid of some of the older things that like you use throughout your like a lot of people, well, I don't know about a lot of people, but some people use take some of the old Yule trees and burn them as a symbol of bringing back the sun, um, or sending winter on its way. Um, a lot of people burn rosemary or vervain to cleanse the altars, and they make dream pillows for everybody in the house, and they make solar crosses, bridge crosses. It's the weird looking cross thingy. I made one a long time ago. I'm going to include pictures of everything I'm talking about so you guys could know, and hopefully I can get the links to everything, so the Witches of the Moon will be able to put it in the description box for you guys. Um, Also, they make brides beds, which is a bed for pretty much for the corn dolly, and they put nuts and what was it, grains, I think, for the god as a fertility, right? Um, Usually the corn dollies are actually made on llamas, and the corn dollars that were made on llamas are used in Imbolc, but I don't have any that I made on llamas, because like I said, I'm just now celebrating them. So um, I'm going to go ahead and make mine this time. Uh, they also have it where you can make your crown, which is a Bridget's crown, and it's pretty much flowers all the way around and tapers, candle like tapers uh, in there. So, but I'm going to use battery operated tapers, because I don't want to set my hair on fire. No, I have shea butter in my head. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, um, and then some people dress and scatter, well, hold on, wheat leaves to bring in the spring. And they also leave out, if you're partial to the fairies, you can leave out some buttered um, bread for the fairies. And you can also, you can do that on the eve. When you leave out the butter bread, put it in a bowl, and leave it out on Embolic Eve. And then there's 3 ears of corn that people put on their doors as a symbol of the triple goddess. And they burn sandalwood. Yeah, I had to get close to my reading. All right, Sloppy. Yeah, but yes, you can use. Sorry about that. You can use any other color of ribbon, but I plan on using like a light yellow ribbon, and in my solar wheel, and it's pretty much have you ever seen those dried wreaths? It's like a vine wreath. You use that, and then you cross weave yarn or ribbon in it. Um, like I said, I will post pictures in this video to show you guys. But that's pretty much what I have found, and what I hopefully I can pull off. I'm not sure if I will be able to, but I'm trying. I'm trying. So that's it, you guys, and bright blessings, and I love you all so much.
return to the Mac. Get on what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, pimp strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, nope, y'all can't copy yet. Bad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft.